Hello, friends, and welcome to Pathologic, Volume 8, Episode 9. Today we've got a supersized variation of one of the genres we've covered previously and alluded to many, many times. It is a simple loop, or sloop for short, and we will give you a reminder of what that's all about as we take a look at the rules. In simple loop, we draw a single non-intersecting loop through the centers of all empty cells. So we are going to have to touch all of the cells in the grid. The loop may only go horizontally and vertically. And non-intersecting, meaning we can't make a figure 8, we can't branch, we can't have parts overlap. It is just a loop that goes in and out of each cell exactly once. Those are all of the rules of simple loop, so it's time to solve a puzzle. Today's supersized simple loop was set by Jovial. The first thing I like to do when I look at a simple loop puzzle is look for all of the cells that have only 2 free edges. Since every cell in the grid needs to be visited by the loop, we can look at all of these, for example, these corner cells, and we know the loop must enter in one place and exit in another place, and there are only 2 options, so those become completely defined. So that always happens in the corners of the grid, but it can also happen anytime that we have the given black cells that are on an edge, for example. I'm drawing all of those in. It'll also happen in tunnels like this one, or like this one, or like this one, where there's only one entrance and one exit. We'll also see places where we have formed those types of cells. So for example here, there's a corner here and a corner here by virtue of this cell not having any loop going through those 2 places. So that gives us a corner here and here that cascades on to these, and now we get corners in these 2 spots. We'll get a corner here and here. And then we get a corner there, and here, and here. This kind of cascading is very common. We'll get one right there. We'll get one up here. And we get one here and one here. And those are all joined together. And now we've got another one of these stair-step patterns that's going to get a ton of loop drawn in just because these are all corners. So corner, and again, and again, and again, and again, all the way down there. And we'll have another one. We're just going to have stair steps all along here, every place that we have formed corners. And again, a corner here, 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 here. One more over this way. And then this is not, so just to point out, this is not yet a corner because we don't know that this could actually go down or east. So we got to be a little careful as you're doing this kind of thing. There's a corner here and there. This one actually has no corners yet, but we have this whole kind of stair step, I don't know, set of escalators or something going around here. Another thing we can look for are places where the loop would close too early. If this were to go east, we would have an enclosed loop and they wouldn't all be joined together. So these cannot, these 2 endpoints can't join up. We've got another one right here. These can't join up, which gives us a corner up here and a corner right there. This becomes a corner. This became a corner. And down here, there's a corner right, a given corner there I didn't mark in. Another thing that we probably won't go into all of the advanced things that this allows, but one thing to watch out for are cells like this one that have 3 possible endpoints. So there are 3 ways this could be. It could be an L down here, an L up here, or straight through. But straight through would break the puzzle because it would close this loop early. So since that one's ruled out, the other 2 share this commonality. And Then a pattern that you'll see is that right here, this cell can't have an L going this way. That's harder to see, but basically it's a secondary effect of what we just did. If we drew this in, then we have defined how this segment goes. It becomes an upward facing L, which closes this too early. So this cell can't be an L in that direction. It's an L in this direction, or it's straight through, and then they have this commonality. So this kind of pattern is one that will come up a lot. But I doubt we're going to need that in this puzzle. It was just something that I realized I could talk about. Right here we've got a corner, and we can't close this loop early, so we'll go that way. Here we've got an alleyway, only has openings in the north and south, so let's draw that in. That gives us a corner here. And that means that this cell, the line only has one place to go. It goes east, so this must also go east. This is a corner down here. That makes this an alley. These join up. We've got a couple more corners here. Now this whole loop, our color coding has helped us see that this is all one big thing, so we can't close that early. So this must turn. Here we've got an alley. We've got to go straight through that. That makes this a corner going down, and that makes this a corner. These both become corners. This is a corner up here. Let's think about another fact that we can sometimes use. If we were to imagine a line going straight down this axis, cutting this puzzle into two parts, the loop has to go across that border an even number of times. Because if it were odd, then we'd have dangling ends on both sides. So we're going across this line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times so far. And there's only one possible place we could cross or not left. And since 5 is odd, the line must cross across here to make that even. So we can draw that in. There are other ways we could come to that realization as well, but that's the one that I want to talk about right now. We've got a couple more corners. We'll go like that. We've got more corners to fill in, like so. More corners starting here. This is not a corner, but this one is. And this is an alley. We're going to go straight through, making this a corner. This becomes a corner here. We get a corner here. And we get a corner here. And then right through here, we get that connected. I'm going to change these colors so these are a little bit more distinct. Yeah, it's good. Here we've got a corner and a corner here, and the red line is taking over. Let's see, we've got some corners that we can fill in over here, right there and right there and right here. This comes through this alley. We don't want to close this loop too early. So this comes out here, and this will join up there and join up here. And now we can see from the coloring that this is all one big loop, so we don't want to close that early. So these are going to come down parallel to each other until they meet friends down here, and we can disambiguate this situation because these are both corners now. So we'll come up from the bottom, and that is how you solve a supersized simple loop.